when the NFL draft gets underway. A name you could hear called very, very early is Ed Oliver out of Houston, the defensive tackle. And thanks to our friends at Braun, he's graciously making some time for us. Ed, what an exciting time. Thank you for being here. How's the process been treating you so far?
Man, I'm telling you, it's been a roller coaster, ups and downs. I just had to stay level-headed the whole time. Yes, sir.
What's been what's been the most surprising part of the process these last few months?
Probably the most surprising part would be how much time you consume by just training and how much time you thought you had that you actually don't have.
Yeah, it's interesting. I know you can't tell us if you know the answer where you're going, but at this stage of the process, 28 hours out, do you feel like you have a sense of where you're going to be ending up, or is it still sort of a mystery to you?
Nah, I mean, it's still a mystery. Anything can happen tomorrow, as far as trades and things like that. But I can't wait to finally get drafted by my team. It's been a long process. I've been training since December uh, to March 28th, and then on the first, I started traveling around the team. So it's just been a heck of a long process.
You know, you're a competitive guy. Everybody that's going to be called on that stage over the course of the draft weekend, let alone tomorrow in that first round, are competitive people. Aaron Donald, I think, pretty universally considered the best football player in the National Football League. He's certainly on a lot of people's lists. Do you like the comparisons to Aaron Donald, or does the competitor in you prefer not to be compared to anybody, even at the next level, even at that level?
The competitor in me has to be silenced at this moment right now because because he led the platform for guys my size. We about the same size, about the same quickness, things like that. So the competitor in me has to be quiet and just take it right now. But ultimately, when I get in the league, I want to be competing with him, not just being compared to him.
Whether it's moving to the three technique or whatever the adjustments are at the next level, what are the things you've been working on to just prepare when all this process is over and you get back to football, but now as a National Football League player?
Uh, as far as like football, or
Yeah, just for like, what have you been working on? What's your training been focused on to make sure you've made the adjustments or enhance whatever skills you want to be the best player you can be?
well, I always go back to my game and my technique. So basically, just hands. I'm gonna be playing a different position, a position where you get a lot more one-on-one blocks. It's not so much as clogged up in there. You get a little bit better rush. So obviously, rushing the passer gets you paid in the National Football League. So I've been trying to get my hands up to par so I can go in and dominate as soon as I get there.
You're a Texas guy, born in Texas, raised in Texas, high school football in Texas, played college football in Texas, but obviously you're going to get drafted by a possible multitude of teams. Both of the New York teams, Ed, have top 6 picks in this draft. A report out today that the Jets really like you. Just in general terms, how much time have you spent personally in New York City?
I've been in New York City twice, and both of them was to go see teams. So I haven't spent any time at all. Two great organizations I went to go visit, two great clubs. Um, I haven't spent much time at all. It's totally different to me as far as time change and them being on a coast, and I'm used to being in the middle of the nation. So it's different.
You know, we always talk in this game about guys can be an injury away from having their career change, their life change. For you, when that knee injury first happened, was there a moment of trepidation or fear about what it meant? Just walk us through, for a guy with a lot of upside, a lot of promise at the next level, what it was like having to deal with that injury.
When it first happened, it was just shocking to me, like because the play was dirty, and I knew the play was dirty, so it was just shocking to me. The way it was carried out was just shocking to me, and then after that, when you're not able to play with your teammates, it went from being shocking to realization that I can't play, so it's depressing. So just fighting through the whole injury and everything like that, it was a long process, but I'm glad I got to play one last game with my guys because that'll probably haunted me forever.
Yeah, no doubt. And obviously, as you go through the process, there are interviews at the combine, there are interviews with teams, in your case, at the top of the draft, who potentially are targeting you. And as we understand it, people just get a ton of questions. What's the most interesting or the most bizarre interview question you've been asked by an NFL team so far through this process?
Um, that's crazy that you asked that because I haven't really been um asked any questions that was just outrageous. All of them has been fairly decent questions. Nothing that just out the ordinary, a wild question.
I'm sure one thing that did come up was at the bowl game, the whole jacket thing with Coach and his reaction, your reaction. What was your explanation and just explaining that, pretty passionate moment, obviously caught on camera?
Well, just at its simplest form, it was a misunderstanding that was hashed out the next day. What comes out in the media and me and Applewhite's real relationship is two totally different things. Like I say, I don't think teams would draft me if they thought I was a high hitter or anything like that. And Applewhite will tell you that incident doesn't attest to his character or my character.
There's a lot of there's a lot of great players, a lot of good defensive players, edge rushers, interior linemen in this draft. What has been your argument? I know it's always awkward in any job interview, ones I've had, ones that you're having now, but when you're talking to teams, or just as we talked to you here on the show, what is your argument that Ed Oliver's the guy that teams looking for a defensive stud need to turn to in this draft?
Uh, well, some people say I'm short. I say I play with great leverage. I play with great speed. I play with a high motor. I'm violent. I'm small, but I'm explosive as all get out. So I could just bring one guy penetration to a team, and I can really reset the line of scrimmage to get after the quarterback.
All right, so you're working with Braun to make sure NFL rookies can highlight their signature facial look. And Ed, I don't know if you can see me, but I need to be working on that myself here. This little beard thing needs a lot more style. If you can tell if you can see me. What are you doing with Braun?
Braun got me right. You see my waves popping. They got my beard right. They got numerous different products to get the guys right. Whether you're clean shaven or you have a beard, they got all kind of stuff to get you right.
All right, I love it. Last question for you, and just an early congratulations on wherever you land tomorrow. Your name's going to be called early. It's a huge moment in your life. You've worked hard for it. It's cool. It's exciting just to watch as a sports fan. When it's all said and done, when you know where you're going, when you get that first NFL check, do you have any of that money earmarked for anything special?
Probably I'll say probably a truck, but that's not anything just major. I'm not a guy who has to drive around in a Ferrari or a Lambo. Just give me a good truck and I'm good.
Hey, man, it's the simple things in life that make life good. Ed Oliver, thank you for making time. Thank you to Braun for making you available. We appreciate them. We appreciate you, man. Good luck tomorrow.
Yes, sir.